Thank you very much for my presentation and the introduction of me, and thank you to Mr. David, who invited me to participate in this conference and briefly introduce my faculty and the way we see facility management and the importance that we attach to it, not only to facility management, but also, generally speaking, to project management. We always have to start from some past period when we consider and discuss about the current situation at our faculty. I'm very glad that here at this meeting I can see a lot of our former students who are today dealing with facility management and are involved in the life of building in its exploitation stage. Not only the students who graduated from the faculty a few years ago, but some experienced engineers who are today dealing with the facility management. Our faculty was established in late 1864 when, by the decree of the Prince Alexander Karađorđević, the first engineering school was established. And at that time, by this decree, Alexander Karađorđević said that the teaching at the Faculty of Engineering or engineering school will be carried out in the winter period, and in the summer period, students of the university would go to the construction sites and help in the stage of construction of buildings, both of those relating to buildings and infrastructure in their construction and measurement. So until today, our faculty has preserved the tradition to have the theoretical classes in the winter period, and in summer period we have some practical education, excursions and visits to sites. Multidisciplinary approach to studying civil engineering dates back to 100 years ago, when the faculty, along with these basic departments dealing with construction, roads and railways, hydro-technical facilities, we introduced project management. So at that period, it was considered that successful implementation of a project and its realization in its life cycle does not rely only on some mathematical formulas and some mathematical rules. So a long time ago, it was understood that it is not enough to meet some equations and to have the project, the success of the project. So in 1966, we established the Department of Construction Project Management, which primarily dealt with the stage of construction and considering a project at the stage of its building. But lately we have tendencies to introduce the subjects both on basic studies and master studies, which are tied to the exploitation stage, where the project is looked upon from the point of view of its overall life cycle. I will just add to the lecture of Mr. Martin, who showed how the proportionate relation of costs and financial resources are actually what's the situation in them through the life cycle of a project. Approximately, we have the same ratio when talking about time. Today, we reduce this period of construction and building in the period of planning, and it is reduced to 1 year of planning and 1 year of construction, whereas later 50 and 100 times more and years actually we spend on the stage of exploitation, in which enormous financial funds are invested in order to sustain the projected level of use of this facility. The last thing introduced by the Faculty of Engineering are specialized studies in the area of energy efficiency, facility management and valuation of buildings. As I said today, the Department of Project Management and Specialized Courses, we study all the forms of management, from investment projects management through implementation of contracts, contract management, risk management, quality management is taken into consideration, building management, human resources management, energy management, environmental management, sustainability in construction, energy efficiency, construction maintenance, feasibility study, and value engineering. All these areas are included in the different subjects at our faculty. We have 30 of them at the Department for Project Management. What we do at the undergraduate level, we consider some general principles in project management at the stages of implementation of projects from the point of view of different participants. We study different foreign standards in project management and also different international forms of contracts. First of all, general conditions of FIDIC. In the second part, maybe on master level, we introduce construction maintenance, and we have the facility management of buildings, both with buildings and in building of bridges and in other infrastructure facilities. We consider the entire life cycle of a facility and the costs that are formed during the life cycle and in the stage of construction and exploitation. We analyze the possibilities for extension of the life cycle of exploitation of a facility. We develop methods for analysis in which the factors, which impact the decay of facilities, which are the methods of research, which are the precautionary measures in order to prolong the life cycle and to improve and preserve the projected performances of the facility. At the specialized studies, the main focus is placed on energy efficiency. So, since in all these standards mentioned by Mr. Martin, I saw that the majority of points is given to the aspect of energy use within a facility. So, 2040, Professor Šumarac and Professor Branislav Ikovic formed specialized studies which combine energy efficiency, facility management, and evaluation of facilities. So what these studies bring, we have some students from these specialized studies, is that the students take the knowledge how to assess energy performances of a facility, of a building, the methods according to which the energy will count it, which is necessary for cooling and heating, how to assess the entire life cycle of the facility, its energy needs, and to assess the overall costs on that basis, to give the measures of alternative for energy rehabilitation of the facility using the multi-criteria optimization, respecting different aspects of rehabilitation, both technical, how to meet the technical aspects, the aspects of environmental protection, and at the same time from the financial aspect. How to define the plans and optimum strategies for facility management and to improve the performances of a building and preserve its value until the end of its life cycle when it comes to some voluminous reconstructions or demolitions. This was in brief what the Faculty of Engineering offers regarding the curriculum, regarding the areas that are studied. Sometimes the stand of the department from which I come, which is the Department for Project Management, is that knowledge has the only value when it is creatively implemented in the real situations, so in practical examples. And maybe the students' works and graduation papers will reflect how and what way actually in which how quality our students are dealing with the facility management at our faculty. First of all, I would like to present briefly a graduation paper of a student, Mr. Vladimir Radojevic, who worked on implementation of FM concept in the business buildings of the Republic of Serbia, with a special review on the building of the trade unions building. The student made extensive research regarding the implementation of facility management on the business building and gave some opinions on some modern buildings. Martin mentioned GTZ and Business Center Ušće, but at the same time he also mentioned the buildings that were constructed in 1970s when the representatives of the trade union building and and military medical institute, and the building Ušće. So I think that he made very extensive research which can help the building. So that is a study of the situation, and he gave the review of the entire business space in the trade union building. Then he carried out the study on the satisfaction of the workers and the tenants of trade union building regarding the lighting, organization of space, and so on. He gave the proposal of measures for energy rehabilitation. He made a thermovision screening of the entire building. The proposal of reconstruction of the facades is the stone which is currently on the facade cannot be found on the market anymore, and the entire building is under the protection of as a monument. He made the proposal how to carry out automation of the building, how to introduce control of the access to the building, video surveillance of the building, how to implement installations regarding the firefighting protection. He made a proposal of the financial funds necessary for maintenance, and in addition the proposal of the choice of funding. And another important aspect of our department is not only to look upon the fact that we have money as much as we need, but we are dealing with the fundraising and the selection of funds for projects, both for the construction phase and the exploitation phase. Another paper I would like to present is a master paper of student Smiljanic, who made a framework for implementation of green building modeling technology in construction projects with an example on a building and housing project. The student Marko combined and researched actually construction industry and to see the current shortcomings and the causes of why the projects are not implemented in the planned period of time and within the planned budget. And he considered the possibilities of BM technologies and their examples, how to improve the stage of exploitation of the project and the implementation of the project. Other papers I would like to show are not diploma papers, but they were just something that our students do during the classes and of maintenance of facilities, and we try to be trendy and to leave them to study for themselves some areas. Some of them are dealing with BREEAM certification, some LEED certification. These are always, and also green buildings. So the students have to make some research on their own and present to other students and to ask to see education from different areas of all of us. In addition, it is always interesting to deal with the existing housing fund here in Belgrade regarding the residential buildings and commercial buildings, and we push them to consider the current situation in the flat building housing construction and to see the trends in construction of commercial buildings. In addition, they deal with some representative facilities from the world, and they analyze which are the concepts of maintenance implemented with these facilities, how they were thinking about the energy efficiency, how they thought about the environmental protection, how they introduced renewable energy sources, and how they adapted these facilities to the places and locations where they are, and their purpose, and the people who are going to use these facilities and the processes that are going to be carried out in them. Definitely, there are not only the students who deal with the building construction and also deal with the management of infrastructure projects and how these infrastructure projects will be maintained. Thank you very much for your attention. This was the presentation in brief of what the Faculty of Engineering offers. It is my great pleasure to answer any of your questions that you may have regarding the curriculum, the subjects, the students, the knowledge and the possibilities of how our faculty faculty can be linked with the practical life. Let me just remind you that our coat of arms contains only with the year of establishment. There are three important notions which symbolize the strategy of the faculty: science, classes, and practice. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Zorana. I have just one question. How the young people here in Serbia, they feel about the profession facilities management? Is it attractive to them?
I'm sorry, I will continue in Serbia because
Okay.
I think I will better explain, give you a better explanation.
Since today it is very difficult to find a job after finishing the studies, and especially in industry and construction industry, building industry, when this market is oversaturated with engineers, and as we recently have foreign companies that bring with them some facility management, new possibilities are opened up for new jobs, and the students are still looking forward that they will faster and easier find job if they get some other types of education in the faculty other than the basic ones relating to construction industry.